Thank you very much for having me on the program. Can you hear me?
Yes, exactly.
Brilliant. So we all know the genesis of whatever is going on in this country. Those who are not privy to it, it all started in the area of Scotland, where 3 children were gruesomely murdered. And after that, the English Defence League, a far-right organizational group that was set up in 2009, decided to remonstrate initially as a means of cautioning the government that enough is enough when it comes to immigration, upon realizing that the perpetrator was got links to a country called Rwanda of black descent. However, he was born in Cardiff. The news went viral, and there were so many speculations that this gentleman was more or less brainwashed. He was recruited into Islamic radicalism, and for that matter, he decided to take the lives of these innocent angels. The demonstration has actually reached a different level altogether, where police are struggling to combat the perpetrators as it stands. Their story, their main objective is for the government of the United Kingdom of Great Britain under the leadership of Keir Starmer to put a hold on immigration, migrants traveling to this country, and also not to pamper other people of ethnic minority, and also some people who have got radical religious beliefs. They are being specific Muslim. That is why they decided to set some mosques ablaze and fiercely decided to fight the police personnel. Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister of this country, chaired a Cobra meeting, and the development that's come out of it is that in as much as the police are getting overwhelmed with the presence of their far-right groups, that people profile them as the racist organization, and especially the introduction of the Reform Party, where that managed to amass 4.5 million votes, and also the British National Party, BNP, is still in existence. They are fueling everything that's happening. Reports reaching me indicate that 38 cities in the United Kingdom, including London, is being targeted for a serious demonstration tomorrow. Yesterday, I managed to visit southern parts of London, where I joined some Ghanaians there, and I had a candid conversation with them, asking them their thoughts about whatever is happening. They said they are law-abiding citizens of this country, or they're law-abiding migrants in this country. They do pay or honor their tax obligations. They don't see any reason why 1 out of the millions, as a result of someone committing a heinous criminal activity, must affect each and every one. Yes, of course, they are in dilemma as to where the next attack will be coming from. Yes, of course, they are petrified. Yes, of course, they are extremely scared. But notwithstanding that, they said, regardless of whatever goes on, if the government fails to extinguish the tension as it stands, each and every Ghanaian is also willing to defend the family by hook or crook. So I asked them by saying that, can you comprehensively explain that to me? Most of them, the gentleman I did interview, the gentleman that I had a conversation with, they said, yes, we're going to arm ourselves as well. Yes, we are ready. Yes, we are prepared. But all things being equal, we're hoping as migrants and people of Ghanaian descent, where we believe in peace and tranquility, this will not get out of hands. This will not escalate to a different level. But we are ever ready to face them perpetrators. Parents are also telling me, I also did a kind of interview with some parents. They are also traumatized. Children are scared, children are afraid, children are vulnerable. The good thing is the school children are on holiday breaks, so no one has been, they've not been going out as expected. So that has actually calmed tensions down, and that has actually restored a bit of confidence in the hearts of the parents. But what they told me was that they are not going to allow their children to go even to the playground or socialize by any means, because they don't know where the next attack will be coming from, especially we'll be expecting a very devastating, awful, ugly, unfortunate demonstration tomorrow. How do you call them? The British National Party, even though they've selected some areas in London, I am very, very skeptical that they will be probably approaching the likes of Brixton, the likes of North London, where it's more or less a cosmopolitan area, and that's full of ethnic minority people. A lot of Ghanaians do live in northern parts of London. A lot of Ghanaians do live in southern parts of London. And a lot of blacks, let me be a bit generic here, Jamaicans, brown people from the Asia continent, a lot of black people are in southern parts of London. And I can foresee something catastrophic happening if the government don't expedite action, facilitate one or two means by reinforcing the police force with the army. It will get to a different level altogether. I, as a member of the Inky fraternity, I do drive to work every single day, commuting about 45 miles every single day, one direction. And I don't really know, as I'm talking to you now, in Brighton, I don't really know who is going to attack me. So I will have no other option than to probably find myself some pepper spray or anything that I could use that to defend myself. Because there's nothing indicating on the faces of once upon a time good people as to whether racial discriminations, hatred is harbored in him against members of the ethnic minority, the likes of myself. So we all have to be very, very careful at this point in time. There is absolute fear in the hearts of Ghanaians, in the hearts of the black people, in the hearts of the brown people. And I can see something chaotic developing out of that. Yesterday, the Muslim community also decided to face the English Defence League. So the Muslims in Birmingham decided to wield weapons, and they started chasing even journalists from the LBC, journalists from BBC, from the Sky News. So it is telling you something here that is getting out of hands. Police are being subjected to different categories of beatings. So far, about 400 arrests have been made. About 60 and over police personnel are being hospitalized as it stands, and a lot of casualties involved. Wow. Ghanaians are not too happy, but I don't think we have to sit down concerned for people to infringe on our rights, our fundamental human rights, including the freedom to move and move freely or associate freely without any fear. So that is all I have for you for now. Any development, I'll do my possible best to reach out to Joy News.
Okay. So as we speak, have you had report of any Ghanaian who has been injured of a sort?
Not at the moment. I reached out to other friends, colleagues in the western part of London. I reached out to other colleagues in northern parts of London. South London is where I live, and I haven't received any negative report so far. Thanks be to God. But you never know. Tomorrow, they've actually targeted London. If you've actually read all the news stories that's been coming out vividly, you end up realizing everything is happening outskirts of London. So all the 4 countries in United Kingdom partially affected. Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and then England. But as it stands, the capital of England, we haven't experienced anything of that sort. But yes, they've signaled to all of us on a kind of encrypted platform, Telegram, and they've listed London to be one of the areas or cities that they will be attacking tomorrow. So that tells you that most people belonging to the ethnic minority, just like what the Muslims also, how they demonstrated yesterday, we're not sit down concerned. And I think each individual will be gearing up just to defend himself, herself, or defend the family, because we appear extremely vulnerable as it stands.
Okay. Now, you mentioned some casualties. None of them include people of African descent?
In Manchester, a black man was subjected to serious beatings. It was, we'll be looking about 10 white individuals and also men, let me be very specific, and also about 6 women. They subjected this gentleman to serious beatings at the watch of the police. The police tried to restore peace, but you could see that they were eager, desperate to hurt anybody who is not showcasing the white color. Apart from that, in Coventry, a report that reached me indicated that 2 women of black descent, they were also subjected to kind of humiliation and beatings. They had their children with them. That is why they've all decided to live a kind of solitude lifestyle as it stands. Each of everyone, they've decided to stay indoors. Now, you go to London, you go to an area like South London, where I know a lot about, you will hardly see women outside, especially black women or Asian women outside. The only few that you come across are the bold and courageous black men who are still willing to live their lives as normal.
Okay. Now, have you heard anything about governments trying to protect their citizens? I mean, when things like that happen, you see or hear government trying to even evacuate their citizens from that country. Have you heard anything like that from any government around the world?
It has not actually reached that level yet because Kestama has actually reassured us that the armed forces, to be specific, the army will be sent out to serve as a backbone to the forces on the ground. Notwithstanding that other countries, the likes of Germany, some European countries have actually cautioned their citizens not to travel to the United Kingdom as it stands. But when it comes to requesting for them to come back to their respective countries, I haven't come across that news yet. I'm right at the moment, and if I have to turn the camera, there is absolute peace here. I've been walking on the principal streets. I've come across some black ladies who are working. I've come across some black men who are also working, but it doesn't look like it has reached here yet. But you never know. Tomorrow is another day, considering 38 cities been earmarked for that awful demonstration to happen.
Okay. Which means that the videos that we're watching now are from other parts of the UK, not London, to be specific.
Correct, exactly. Not London, but we are in the list. That was intercepted by the police and other media organizations because that platform is encrypted. But notwithstanding that, they managed to penetrate that. And for that, we have been reliably informed that there is going to be something happening in the United Kingdom of Great Britain, England, and specifically London, Essex, Merseyside. There's been selected areas, and we're looking at 38 cities will be affected. So who knows? We're hoping that they will not end up knocking at our doors. But as I said right from the onset, Ghanaians are ever willing to also meet them an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. And also the Jamaicans and other ethnic minority members are eager to defend their families. And if it will even go to the extent of jeopardizing their own lives, they are willing to do that. So it looks like it's going to be a clash of the titans. It looks like if the government doesn't intercede, if the government doesn't restore peace and tranquility, if the government doesn't expedite actions and facilitate one or two things, then there will be serious chaos and mayhem in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and London. Okay,
so you mentioned that once that message was intercepted, the Prime Minister has said the military will augment the police to defend this. But have you, once you're working on the street of London, have you seen anything like the security preparing to forestall whatever the protesters have in place for London and the other parts tomorrow?
The police, they've assured us that they have adequate intelligence and they are ever willing. The mayors in other areas, they've also reassured inhabitants or the citizens there or the people in this country, regardless whether you are legal or illegal. And they've really assured us that there will be peace and tranquility, and they're ever willing to move and diffuse any tension that will possibly arise. So that is what we're hoping for. We're all looking up to the law enforcers. We're all looking up to the Prime Minister. We're all looking up to our security apparatus and personnel. And if they actually intercede or come in at the appropriate time, then obviously I can see that there will be peace once again restored. But if they sit out like basically an unconcerned, then we will have no choice, we will have no option than to take the law into our own hands.
Well, let's see how it goes. But we will be monitoring the situation from here in the capital of Ghana. And whatever happens, we would love to hear that. And we pray that the British Army and the Defense Forces are able to curtail whatever plans that the protesters have. Thank you so much, Kofi, for joining us here. And he works with Rainbow Radio in London. This is Still Pause.